Hi everyone, I am back with another video. I am working on another page in my One Little Word album, and I was just digging through that bin of embellishments again and pulling a big stack out to try and work from. I did do some of the journaling ahead of time on some of these cards. And right now I'm just going through those letter stickers, hoping I can find some colors that match with that 4x6 card that's up towards the left. I love those colors, and I'm just going to try to match some of what I'm doing to that card. Okay, so right there I am writing down a quote for my word that I found. And the quote is, "Discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment." I'm going to try to do some of the words in some of these letter stickers. I do end up struggling quite a bit with the word accomplishment and trying to find something that works, but the colors seem to match that 4x6 card really well, so I do my best to get some use out of them. So I'm going to do the word goals in that pink. I'm thinking I possibly should have cut some of this out, but hard to keep up with what to cut out, what to leave in, especially when I start doing that word accomplishment, because those big tiles do not fit on there with such a big word. That's a ampersand there. I'm trying to see if I can use that instead of writing the word and. But once I realized that I can't really fit the word accomplishment, which, by the way, I take the entire word off of the letter sticker sheet, put it all on there, and then figure I'm going to do some, piecemeal of the word by putting like, a comp and then lishment on the second row. But that just, I can't do that. Some people can do that with their words and it looks really good and you can totally read it, but I can never do it. So I took all the letters off the sheet and actually thought I was going to try and fit this on there. I ended up removing that ampersand and then just wrote the word and then I proceeded to try and fit it. Yeah, and I even, started about 1/4 of an inch into the card, which I don't know where my sense of size and measurement was that night, but obviously wasn't there. This is where I'm going to try to do it on a second row, and that doesn't work. Oh, it was awful. And then I basically am going to cut it out here where I start taking it off. This is where I've decided, yep, this isn't working. And then I'm going to go back to those letter stickers and try to find something smaller. And then I kept thinking, how wonderful would it be if I could actually find the word accomplishment in a sticker, but, that didn't happen. So I pulled out 2 different sets, more than 2, I guess. Looks like 4 different sets of letter stickers that I thought might fit. I liked the gold, of course, I really like gold. I actually like those stickers that are up in the left corner there where it's the blue, the red, and the brown. Those probably would have fit really well, but the color wasn't right. So I cut to the completed one. I actually had to take, even with those smaller gold, I had to take and snip them to make them shorter. I'm not sure what happened just there, but basically I took the word that was for the 4x6 sheet, the reason why, and I backed it in black, and then I put it on that really pretty 4x6 card. Right here I'm talking about you know, what it is that I'm going to invite into my life to you know, so that I can focus on my word. And then I'm journaling what I'm going to let go of. Basically, you know, for my word, it's more about, I always have a lot of goals and things that I want to work on, especially, you know, at the start of the year, just like everyone else. And I don't follow through on things, and that's what I feel I need the discipline for. I'm going to end up setting myself some more specific things that I want to do, and, you know, they're not really hard. You know, I might have one or two that's a little bit more difficult, but for the most part, they're easy to fulfill. And so I just need to make sure that I'm forcing myself to do it whether I want it or not, and not allowing myself to, you know, buy something just because I want it or because I feel I have the money. Instead, you know, be more sensible about it. And so letting go is really about, just because if I make a mistake one month, or, you know, feel like I failed at something, to not let that get me down. The definition that I have written on there is, I have two of them. One is a way of behaving that shows a willingness to obey rules or orders, and the other one is behavior that is judged by how well it follows a set of rules or orders. And now I'm just looking through, I have a lot of those 3x4 cards, and I'm just looking for something that I wouldn't mind just backing. Like, I like the color, it matches, and, you know, whatever's on the 3x4 card, I'm not going to miss it if I cover it up. Which I have plenty of these, so, you know, I'm sure I wouldn't miss it anyways, because I probably wouldn't even remember I had it, which is kind of sad. It takes me a little while to go through these. These are all my leftover cards from my Scraptastic kits over the many months, and also Studio Calico. So I found a yellow one and an orange one for those bottom two. And I'm not a fan of that yellow dot that's on the quotation card. I end up removing that, and of course it rips the paper. Here I go. And it rips the paper. You can kind of see where it's ripped. But I don't care. I hate that dot enough to take it off there. And then I'm going to go ahead and try to find something to cover that up. Looking through the Studio Calico labels sticker book. I don't end up using a sticker to cover up the torn paper that I used, or that I created, though. So I took one of the stickers and I put it on there, cut off the excess, and then put the excess right on top of it, so it looks like there's two labels laying on top of each other. And then I'm trying to find a word with these stamps, the roller stamps, something that makes sense, and I end up having to pull a couple other ones out, and I do end up finding one that says on my list, which is the one I put on the green labels there, and then the one that's on the let go, I put a bunch of hearts there, which I must have lost footage there because I don't see where I did that unless it was when I was reading. And of course I'm going to go through and draw lines around the white card on all of these. I think I had already done the other two. Just looking for some more stuff to add to it. I think I was hoping I could find something that would cover up that tear on the quotation card. So here I am again, and I realized that my light wasn't on, so now I turned it on and it's much brighter. And I'm just going to grab some of these smaller black dots and just do a row of them just to help cover up that tear. I don't know if I'm super happy with that or not, but I don't know. When it comes to these kind of little cards like this, I don't get too picky about what I put on them. Of course, I was really picky about the yellow enamel dot, so I must have really hated it. And there you go. That's what those two cards look like. I'm going to put it in my book. And I'll show you too that I need to do something with the back sides of those. But other than that, this is done. Thank you.